Hey guys, welcome to another film study video. This time we're going to be looking at Floyd versus Diego Corrales. With that said, let's straight to the video. Here you see Floyd shoots his left jab. He shoots a couple jabs actually, but the key thing to pick up on is that he shoots his jab circling to the left, as you can see. So he shoots that jab circling to the left. Then he shoots the jab again circling to the left. Notice that his right hand is holding the phone at all times to block from a left hook, from a Corrales left hook. So he's defensively responsible. Then you see Floyd circle out, create distance, and reset, as you can see. Look how much distance Floyd creates before he resets himself. Some fighters will try and reset themselves while in punching range, which just doesn't make any sense. Floyd steps out of punching range. Now you see him come back. What you see Floyd do here is I talk about this a lot. You see him stick his lead hand out. So he uses his lead hand as a distraction. He just shows Corrales his lead hand, and he actually used this to buy himself time to create distance again, and he steps back again. So this lead hand, if you notice what Floyd is doing, is very smart boxing. He uses his lead hand just to buy himself some extra time because it kind of stops Diego Corrales. Watch Diego Corrales' reaction. Watch Corrales' reaction to this lead hand that Floyd sticks out. Floyd shows the lead hand. Corrales just stops himself and it buys Floyd some time to step back and reset. Okay, so I'm just going to skip forward a bit in the video now. Alright, we're going to be looking at how Floyd sets up a couple jabs to the body. As I always say, Floyd's jab to the body is his secret weapon. A lot of fighters just don't use it for some reason. Anyway, here you see Floyd. The way he sets it up is you can see how he just kind of shows Diego Corrales his lead hand. He just shows it to him, distracts him with it. And watch how this gets Diego Corrales to... Watch how when Floyd shoots that jab to the body, look closely at Diego Corrales' gloves and look at his reaction. You'll see he actually brings his gloves up. He's actually in the process of covering up his face when Floyd shoots his jab down to the body. So what Floyd has effectively done is he's got Diego Corrales to be expecting the left jab, and then he actually shoots the jab down to the body. Now you may say, oh, this is so simple. Why am I talking about something so simple? Just feign a jab upstairs and shoot it downstairs. Well, if it was so simple, why doesn't everybody do this? Why, if it was so simple, why isn't it so easy for other fighters to counter this? So, it's worth talking about how Floyd sets up his secret weapon down to the body. Moving on from that, you see Floyd actually do it again. So once again, if it was so simple, why isn't Diego Corrales able to, effectively counter this? Here you see Floyd using his lead hand as a distraction and as a probing device. He's probing for offense. He's sticking it in Diego Corrales' face. And as he does so, look how he then switches up that lead jab down to a jab to the body. He preoccupies Corrales, expecting the left jab up to the head, and then he uses that opportunity to buy himself time to shoot the jab down to the body. Beautiful boxing. Just beautiful boxing. Now what you're about to see is one of the reasons why Floyd Mayweather Jr. is one of the best fighters of his era and one of the best fighters of all time. It's a little thing called head control. So what you see here, and of course most fighters don't do this, they say it's against the rules. Whatever you want to say about boxing, head control is not against the rules. This was used in the old school days. But anyway, look what Floyd does here. Once again, he shows Diego Corrales his lead hand. And you say, oh, why do I keep talking about his lead hand? Why does Floyd keep using his lead hand? Why does Guillermo Rigondeaux keep showing you his lead hand to distract you? Okay, here you see Floyd shows Diego Corrales his lead hand. Then you see him feint the jab. Look closely. Floyd feints the jab and comes over with a right cross, which misses. Then he comes over with a left hook, which misses. You may be saying, oh, why am I showing this? He missed all those punches. Well, here's the point. He misses the right cross. He misses the left uppercut or the left hook. What does he do with his left arm? Look, what is he doing? What is he doing at this moment? Head control. He uses his forearms to control Diego Corrales' head. And if you notice, Diego Corrales is unable to return fire. Now you may be saying, oh, but forearms is against the rules. No, it's not. In the old school, fighters did this. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, all the best fighters use this move. And it prevents return fire. You don't use head control, then your opponent is always free to punch. There's a reason why he's 37 years old and he's taking no punishment. All right, here you see Floyd using his lead hand once again, just like Guillermo Rigondeaux does. If you watch the Rigo fight with Nonito Donaire, basically for the whole 12 rounds, Rigo kept using his lead hand, just putting his lead hand in front of his opponent's face. Now, one thing you need to understand about Rigo and Floyd is people like Guillermo Rigondeaux and Floyd don't do anything in the ring which doesn't benefit them. So there's a reason why Floyd keeps sticking his lead hand out in front of Diego Corrales' face. And that reason is very simple. It gets Diego Corrales to occupy his guard upstairs because Floyd knew that to win this fight, he had to shoot those jabs down to the body and then come over the top of the left hook or come over the top of the straight right hand. That was the obvious strategy to beat Diego Corrales. And Floyd knew if he did those things and he moved around the ring, he would tire him out and he'd beat him. The one thing Floyd couldn't do is obviously be flat-footed and stay in the same position. But he never fights in that way anyway. When he wants to really box you. But that's besides the point. Here you see Floyd stick his lead hand out. And he keeps Diego Corrales confused as to what's coming next. Because the thing about sticking your lead hand out as a distraction mechanism and as a probing device like Guillermo Rigondeaux does is you can also use it to surprise your opponent with those jabs. Because when you keep sticking them out, they get used to seeing it. And you can then easily just pop them with those jabs because they keep seeing that lead hand, but nothing comes from it. You show it to them 2 or 3 times, and then you pop them with the jab. Now, in this case, Floyd uses that lead hand to distract Diego Corrales and keep his guard up, expecting that left jab straight down the middle. And Floyd, look at that, he slips to the left side and shoots an up jab, kind of a spare jab, which just misses. But what does he do? Immediately goes into head control. Once again, you can say anything you like about Floyd. He is the best fighter in the world, because when he punches you, he doesn't often give you an opportunity for you to punch him back. That's one of the reasons why he's taking no punishment. So here he goes into head control. And I don't care what you say, if you don't use head control, your opponent is always going to be able to hurt you. I always tell people that if you want to see a fight where the lead hand as a distraction device and as a probing device was best used, this is one of those fights I always show people, Floyd versus Corrales, because look once again how Floyd lands the straight right hand or the straight right cross off of using his lead hand as a distraction device. See how he shows it to, he just keeps it in the air, shows it to Diego Corrales, kind of touches his head, and he shows it to him again. So you can see Floyd just keeps sticking his lead hand every time throughout this fight. Floyd keeps that lead hand in Diego Corrales' face. You even see Diego attempt to parry that hand. He attempts to parry Floyd's jab because Floyd is using it as a probing device and as a distraction, and it temporarily blinds him or momentarily blinds his vision, and he becomes wary of that jab coming off of it. So what you see in the end is Floyd uses it to distract him a couple of times. And then just when Diego Corrales kind of changes it, watch Diego Corrales here. He kind of changes levels a little bit to be able to see, because Floyd keeps blinding him with his lead hand. So he kind of changes levels to be able to just see, kind of moves his head to the side. Kind of looks like a feint, but I think he's changing levels to see. And he makes a mistake of dropping his guard. And look what happens. Floyd tags him with that right cross and peels off on the side. Beautiful boxing. Here you see Floyd on the ropes. He sticks his lead hand once again. But here, people keep talking about Floyd and his shoulder roll and everything else. But what you need to understand is defensively, Floyd's primary defensive weapon are his feet and his hips, not his shoulders. If you're seeing the shoulder roll and you think that's his main defensive weapon, you've missed it completely. Floyd is in the same style as the likes of Charlie Burley and Ezra Charles and Sugar Ray Robinson, in that Sugar Ray Leonard as well, in that these are guys who use their feet to defend. Nicolino Loche. These are just some examples of people you need to go look up, watch how they fought, and you realize now Floyd's primary defensive weapon is his feet and his hips. Notice how on the ropes, the way he evades this punch is by changing levels with his hips. He ducks with his hips, right? This is Floyd's primary defensive weapon, not his shoulders. And then what does he use to get off the ropes? His feet. All right, we see Floyd set up a jab to the body once again, doing the same thing which I showed you before. Shows Diego Corrales' lead hand. Diego Corrales covers up his face, and Floyd shoots the jab down to the body. This is just like Muhammad Ali, who would feint the jab to the body and come with the jab to the head, or would feint the jab to the body and come with the left hook to the head. Floyd is doing the exact same thing. It's just smart boxing, like Andre Ward and Guillermo Rigondeaux and Erislan de Lara. Just people who think in the ring, people who are very, 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 very smart. So Floyd, being a very, very smart fighter, shows Diego Corrales' lead hand, gets him to become wary of that lead hand, shoots the jab down to the body. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to show you this now because a lot of people only see knockout punches when they happen. They only see knockouts when they happen. They don't realize knockouts usually, the knockout punch usually came 2, 3, maybe even 4 rounds previously. Here you see Floyd set up to throw his jab. Well, he set up to, not his jab, sorry, set up to throw a left hook, a leading left hook. Now, what have I said so many times before? The way Floyd shoots his left hook is the same way Nicolino Loche shoots his left hook. Is the same way Charlie Burley used to shoot his left hook, his leading left hooks. They always feinted. They always feint low, then they shoot the left hook to the head. So the left hook kind of looks like a jab to the body, the way they throw the punch. And they also feint with their right hands as well. If you look at Floyd's right hand when he shoots this punch, he feints. He moves that right hand in a way which would make Diego Corrales think that's either going to be a right cross down to the body, and at the same time, Floyd also changes levels at the same time. If you watch it closely, Floyd changes levels, drops his lead hand. He drops his lead hand and changes levels. Watch it closely. He drops his lead hand and changes levels and also feints with his right hand. All of it pointing in the same direction that the punch is going to be coming somewhere down to the body. And of course, look at Diego Corrales' reaction. He blocks and covers, but he's leaning down. He's blocking his body, guys. He's blocking his body. He's not blocking his head. He's expecting a jab to the body or a right cross to the body. But he gets tagged and he eats a left hook to the head. And then he eats a right cross as well, a right hook on the follow-up punch as well. So that is essentially how Floyd sets up his KO. Okay, now this is the knockdown, the second knockdown of the fight in round 7. This is how he puts down Corrales. The first thing I want you to notice is, yeah, he uses the lead hand once again. I talk about this all the time. Notice how he keeps that lead hand as a distracting device, up in the air, forcing Diego Corrales. I mean, this was some mind games which Floyd is playing here. He forces Diego Corrales to keep seeing that lead hand and thinking about the left jab to the face. Using the opportunity, he shoots the jab down to the body. Now, you remembered all the video clips I just showed you of Floyd shooting the same jab down to the body for the whole fight. You have to understand, Corrales is thinking about that jab to the body and the jab to the head. He's completely confused. Diego Corrales, God rest his soul, is completely confused at this point. He really doesn't know whether the jab is coming to the head. He definitely doesn't know whether it's coming to the body. He doesn't know if it's a right cross. He just doesn't know what's coming. And Floyd uses that opportunity to show him the jab upstairs. With this shows him the lead hand, distracts him, shoots the jab down to the body. What do you then see him do? You see him perform a quick bounce step. Floyd performs a quick bounce step, right? And shuffles his feet, bounce step to the right. Then watch him plant that. Watch Floyd plant his right foot down on the canvas. And see, the moment Floyd, as you see Floyd perform this bounce step to his right, and he plants that right foot down, the moment Floyd plants his right foot down on the canvas, this should have been the trigger for Diego Corrales to know that something bad was coming. Okay, as soon as Floyd puts that right foot down, that right foot on the canvas, he should have known something bad was coming. And Floyd shoots his left hook, and look at this. Shoots the left hook, feints down. Look where Diego Corrales' guard goes. He goes to protect his body. Diego Corrales moves his guard down. He lowers his guard to protect his body. He gets smacked in the face. Lights out. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been a great video to study. One of Floyd's best fights. And just please like, comment, subscribe, and on to the next one.
Corrales has not used the jab all night. And the second knockdown in control, but all he takes is one or two good shots. Right hand, another knockdown, fifth knockdown of the fight, fifth knockdown of Corrales' career. And there's the scene. There have been so many differences between the two of them. But there's the love.
When Cassius Clay, who became Muhammad Ali, outpointed Sonny Liston in the same fashion with so few professional fights, people said, can't be. A young man with courage can do a lot of things.
That is Floyd Mayweather Sr. on the right, Floyd Mayweather Jr. on the left. Their differences extremely well publicized. Less credit is paid to the truth of this. Get that belt, baby. Get this belt right here. Come here. Get this belt right here.
I just up my stop. Fuck them cops. If you love hip-hop, bust them shots. Your man priceless if your man's loyal. Better get that man a razor and the